What if the most powerful move a man can make is to disappear silently? No arguments, no closure, no last words, just gone. Not because he's weak, but because he's done explaining himself to someone who never listened. In a world where men are taught to chase, to plead, to prove their worth to people who never deserved them, the most dangerous men are the ones who walk away without warning, not out of rage, but out of clarity. A woman breaks his heart. She thought he'd crumble. She expected tears, desperation, late-night messages. Nope. He felt everything and said nothing. He burned silently. And in that silence he found something far more powerful than revenge. He found himself. This is the story of how heartbreak doesn't destroy a stoic man. It refines him. How emotional detachment becomes his weapon. And how, when he no longer seeks to be understood, he becomes unforgettable. If you're tired of being underestimated, if you're ready to become untouchable, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below, "My silence is my power." Number 1. The pain is the catalyst. He gave her everything, his time, his loyalty, his soul, and she gave him a lesson. When she left, it wasn't just a breakup. It was a rebirth. The pain? It was nuclear. The kind that makes you question everything you are, everything you believed, everything you gave. He lay awake at night, replaying every conversation, every missed sign, wondering what he did wrong. But that's the lie pain whispers in the beginning, that it's your fault, that you weren't enough. Nope. The truth. Pain doesn't punish you. It reveals you. It strips away the delusions, the attachments, the weakness. It shows you what's real. He realized he was never broken. He was just too loyal to the wrong person. She left, thinking he'd chase, thinking he'd beg. But something inside him shifted. He didn't chase. He sat with the pain, not to drown in it, but to learn from it. The Stoics knew that the obstacle is the way, and this pain, it was the obstacle, but it wasn't a dead end. It was a doorway. Through that door was the man he was always meant to become. He stopped asking why she did it. He stopped asking what he could have done differently. He started asking better questions. What can I control? How do I make sure this never happens again? Who do I need to become so that no one ever holds this kind of power over me again? That's when the pain became purpose. That's when he stopped being a victim of heartbreak and became a student of discipline. That's when the man she broke started rebuilding. Not to impress her, but to make sure no one ever had that kind of access again. If you're done breaking yourself to fix others, if you're ready to rise through the fire, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Pain builds power. Number 2, silence is power. She expected noise. She expected a meltdown. She expected texts at 2 a.m. asking why. But what she got was silence. Complete, focused, terrifying silence. And that's what shook her more than any argument ever could. See, when a man walks away without saying a word, it sends a message louder than anything he could have shouted. It says, "You're not worth my peace." That's silence. That's self-respect. That's emotional control. That's stoic discipline in its purest form. Most men react. They plead. They rage. They try to win her back. But the dangerous ones, the ones who are truly powerful, they don't play that game. They understand a simple truth. Whoever controls their emotions controls the situation. So he said nothing, not because he didn't care, but because he cared more about his own sanity than proving a point. And that silence, it echoed, in her head, in her chest. It filled every space she thought he'd come crawling back into. And suddenly, she wasn't so sure anymore. Was he hurt? Was he done? Was he gone? Dark psychology teaches us this. Uncertainty is power. When someone expects a reaction and gets none, it unravels them. Silence is the ultimate plot twist. It forces them to sit with their actions, without distraction, without blame shifting, without escape. That's where regret begins to grow. And that's exactly where he left her, alone, confused, haunted by the quiet. He didn't ghost her. He evolved past her. and in doing so, he let silence do the talking. If you're done arguing with people who only hear what they want, if you're ready to master your emotions, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Silence speaks for me. Number 3. Feelings lie, actions reveal. She told him she loved him, said all the right things, promised forever, and yet when it got hard, when loyalty was supposed to show up, she vanished. That's when it hit him. Words are cheap, feelings lie, but actions, they never do. She said she cared, but she chose distance. She said he mattered, but she made him an option. Nope, that's not love. That's convenience. That's comfort disguised as connection. He used to hang on every word, replaying her I love yous like they were sacred. But Stoicism teaches a man to trust what he can see, not what he wishes to believe. That means no more illusions, no more guessing, no more putting faith in feelings that fluctuate like the wind. He started watching what people did, not what they said. And what he saw was someone who didn't value him, not truly. Her actions screamed what her mouth refused to admit. She never really saw him. That realization stung, but it also set him free. He stopped romanticizing red flags, stopped giving people the benefit of the doubt when their behavior already told the story. He understood that loyalty is action, love is presence, respect is consistency, anything less is noise. And he stopped listening to noise. He didn't become bitter, he became better. He became a man who doesn't chase words, he studies patterns. And when the pattern is disrespect, he exits, quietly, permanently. If you're done falling for sweet lies and ready to live by hard truths, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I trust patterns, not promises. Number 4. Rejection is redirection. She walked out, and for a while it felt like everything collapsed. He thought she was the one, thought the future had her in it. But here's the thing. Rejection isn't destruction, it's redirection. Life doesn't take people away to hurt you. It removes what's holding you back. And that woman, she wasn't part of his future. She was blocking it. At first, he took it personally, wondered if he wasn't good enough, wondered if he messed it all up. But the deeper he went into the silence, the more he started to see it differently. Her leaving wasn't a curse. It was a course correction. She was never going to walk beside him where he was going. Her energy wasn't aligned with growth. She didn't want a man with a mission. She wanted comfort, control, maybe even chaos, but not purpose, not depth. That was his wake-up call. The rejection wasn't about him. It was about clearing space for something stronger, someone wiser, or maybe, just maybe, it was about finally seeing himself clearly, without the distraction of proving his worth to someone who couldn't even recognize it. Stoics don't resist what's gone. They accept it, they welcome the lesson, and move, because everything, even heartbreak, serves the disciplined man. She closed a door, and in doing so, she opened one he never would have walked through if he stayed begging for love that was never real. If you're done chasing what left you behind, if you're ready to walk through the right doors, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Her rejection was my redirection. Number 5. The art of not reacting. She tried to trigger him. Maybe it was a subtle jab on social media, a passive-aggressive message, a picture with someone new. It didn't matter. He saw it, but he didn't respond. He didn't flinch, because he had mastered the art of not reacting. And that, right there, is where his power exploded. In today's world, everyone's conditioned to respond immediately, to defend, to argue, to explain. But the disciplined man, the Stoic, knows that reactions are traps. Every time you react, you give away your center. Your peace becomes their playground. He wasn't about to hand his emotions over like a cheap gift. Nope. He sat with the urge, let it pass, and did nothing. See, not reacting doesn't mean you don't feel. It means you've trained yourself to control the fire instead of being consumed by it. She wanted chaos. He gave her silence. She wanted drama. He gave her distance. That's how you break the cycle, because when someone realizes they can no longer control your energy, they lose access to your reality. And once that happens, they either spiral or disappear. Either way, he wins. Dark psychology says nothing confuses a manipulator more than someone who no longer takes the bait. And Stoicism? It turns that confusion into discipline. He didn't need to prove he was unbothered. He was. And that calm, grounded presence, that's what made her regret. Not his words, not his pain, his complete lack of emotional reaction. If you're done feeding chaos with your energy, if you're ready to master your calm, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My power is in my pause. Number 6. He becomes the ghost. She didn't believe he'd really walk. She thought he'd disappear for a while, then crawl back, like most do. But this time it was different. He didn't just leave, he vanished. No breadcrumbs, no stories, no online hints. He became a ghost, not to punish her, but to protect his peace. When a man truly detaches, he doesn't leave clues. He doesn't try to be missed. He just removes himself completely, because he understands something most people never will. Presence is power, but absence is authority. And when he's gone for real, that absence becomes deafening. She feels the vacuum. The silence isn't just quiet, it's loud. It screams, "You no longer have access." He didn't block her to get a reaction. He blocked her because her chapter was over. She became part of his past, and the past doesn't follow a man building the future. This is where dark psychology and Stoicism intersect. To her, he's a mystery now, a gap in the story. She watches, wonders, overthinks, and gets no answers. That's how the mind punishes itself when it can't get closure from someone who no longer cares to explain. The ghost isn't bitter. He's evolved, he's focused, he's building something that no longer includes her. And that silence, that distance, it isn't a tactic, it's a boundary. Because when a man becomes the ghost, it means he's not hiding, he's healing where she can't reach. If you're done explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, if you're ready to disappear and develop, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My absence teaches more than my presence ever could. Number 7. Attraction through indifference. She didn't expect him to stop caring. She thought he'd be watching, lurking, waiting for a sign to come back. But what hit her harder than silence was his indifference. He wasn't bitter. He wasn't angry. He was just gone, focused, unavailable. And suddenly she started to notice everything she used to ignore. His value, his presence, his energy. That's how attraction flips. It's not created through chasing. It's born from distance and discipline. He didn't try to prove he'd moved on. He simply did. He wasn't posting to impress her. He was leveling up privately. Quiet gym sessions, early mornings, no distractions, just purpose. That's what hit her the hardest. He didn't care whether she watched or not, because his life no longer revolved around being seen. That's where real power lives. Most men try to win her back, not him. He realized something deep. Value increases with scarcity. When you're always available, you're overlooked. But when you're truly detached, truly indifferent to whether she notices or not, that's when you become magnetic. Because the most dangerous kind of man isn't the one who flexes. It's the one who doesn't need to. She started to wonder, does he still care? Is he seeing someone else? Was I really that replaceable? And he gave her no answers, just silence and progress. That's how indifference becomes attraction, not by faking it, but by becoming someone who no longer needs their validation. If you're done begging to be noticed, if you're ready to let your absence speak louder than your effort, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. True value needs no validation. Number 8. Self-control is seduction. She thought he'd spiral, thought he'd drown in rebound flings, attention-seeking posts, emotional outbursts. Nope. What she saw instead, discipline, focus, self-control so sharp it was almost seductive. While she watched his story for signs of weakness, he was writing a new chapter, one she wasn't in. And that right there made her feel everything she thought she was immune to: regret, confusion, longing. See, most people think seduction is about words, charm, flashy moves. But the most magnetic force in a man? Restraint, the ability to say no, the power to control impulse, the maturity to stay grounded while the world pulls for his attention. That's what separates the temporary from the timeless. He didn't need to flaunt women to prove he moved on. He didn't need to speak her name to remind her he existed. He just became undeniable in his own silence. Self-control isn't just discipline, it's attraction. Not the loud, shallow kind. The kind that makes someone lie in bed at night wondering how they lost access to that energy. It's not that he didn't want her, it's that he wanted peace more, wanted purpose more. And once a man realizes that, no amount of temptation can shake him. He became a storm in stillness, unshakable, unreachable. And that unavailability, that focus, that's what made her wish she'd valued him when he was still within reach. If you're done losing yourself to prove you're worthy, if you're ready to let your discipline speak for you, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. My focus is my revenge. Number 9. Regret is her mirror, not his burden. It started slow, old memories resurfacing, little flashes of what they had. A song, a place, a random reminder. At first, she brushed it off, but then it hit deeper. She lost something real. And now, regret was sinking its teeth in. But by then, it was too late. He wasn't waiting. He wasn't hoping. He wasn't watching. He had moved so far forward, the past couldn't even reach him anymore. That's when the regret becomes unbearable. Not when you see someone hurting without you, but when you see them thriving without ever looking back. And here's the truth most never admit. Regret is a mirror. It reflects back everything you ignored, everything you didn't value, everything you took for granted. She was staring into that mirror now, and it was cold. But here's what makes the Stoic man different. He doesn't carry that regret. He doesn't own what isn't his. Her decisions were hers. Her consequences are hers. He didn't need closure. He didn't want revenge, because a man on his mission doesn't turn around for validation. He keeps moving forward while the past watches in silence. This is where dark psychology meets inner peace, because nothing disturbs someone more than realizing they lost access to a man who's completely unbothered. Not angry, not bitter, just done. And that's what regret really is. It's her story to sit with, not his to fix. If you're done taking on guilt that was never yours, if you're ready to leave others to their consequences, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. Her regret is not my responsibility. Number 10. The Stoic becomes unreachable. By the time she finally realized what she lost, he was already too far gone. Not just emotionally, but mentally, spiritually, and purposefully out of reach. She no longer had access to the man she once knew, because that man no longer existed. He didn't become cold, he became complete. He didn't close off, he elevated. And when a man elevates, he becomes unreachable to anything that once drained him. This is the final form of Stoic discipline. Not silence, not detachment, but transcendence. He no longer thinks about her, not out of hate, but because she simply doesn't occupy space in the life he's now building. She's not his pain point. She's a closed chapter. That's what makes him so powerful, because most people leave the door cracked, just in case. But him? He burned the whole house down and built a new one on higher ground. She might still watch. She might still wonder. But she'll never again get close. Not because he's hiding, but because she can't meet him where he's gone. That's the difference. He didn't become unreachable because he's playing games. He became unreachable because he stopped playing them altogether. This isn't revenge. This is evolution. And by the time she understands that, she's a memory to a man who's living fully in the present, with no desire to ever look back. If you're done lowering yourself for people who never deserved you, if you're ready to outgrow the pain and outpace the past, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I'm unreachable to what once broke me. You don't need closure. You don't need revenge. You don't need to be understood. You need discipline. You need silence. You need purpose. That's how you win, not by proving your worth to someone who walked away, but by becoming a man so focused, so elevated, that they can't even recognize you anymore. This isn't about getting her back. It's about getting yourself back. And once you do, no one who left you broken deserves access to the version of you that healed. Pain started this story, but purpose finishes it. You walked through fire and came out forged. Colder? Maybe. But sharper, wiser, free. That's what it means to walk the Stoic path. To master yourself, no matter who betrayed you. To control what you can, release what you can't, and build a life that no one can shake. So if you felt this, if this hit something real in you, don't just watch, act. Become the man who doesn't react, he decides. Who doesn't chase, he attracts. Who doesn't return, he evolves. This is Stoic blessing. If you're ready to go ghost, rise higher and never look back, hit that like button. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I've already outgrown the past. I'll see you at the top.